After all those years of getting pushed around by Roderick, I was definitely ready to move up a notch on the totem pole. But Mom and Dad have always been super protective of Manny, and they won't let me lay a finger on him, even if he totally deserves it. Like the other day, I plugged in my video game system and it wouldn't start. I opened it up and found out that Manny had stuffed a chocolate chip cookie in the disk drive. And of course, Manny used the same excuse he always uses when he breaks my stuff. "I'm only 3. I really wanted to let Manny have it, but I couldn't do anything with Mom standing right there. Mom said she would have a talk with Manny, and they went downstairs. A half hour later, they came back up to my room, and Manny was holding something in his hands. He said, "I'm sorry, Bubby," and handed it to me. It was a ball of tinfoil with a bunch of toothpicks sticking out of it. Don't ask me how that was supposed to make up for my broken video game system. I went to throw the stupid thing away, but Mom wouldn't even let me do that. She said, "Your brother made that for you." The first chance I get, that thing's going in the trash. Because mark my words, if I don't get rid of it, I'm gonna end up sitting on it. Even though Manny drives me totally nuts, there is one reason I like having him around. Ever since Manny started talking, Roderick has stopped making me sell chocolate bars for his school fundraisers. And believe me, I'm grateful for that. He makes Manny do it because he's cute. Before, Roderick would make me go up to a house and say, "Hello, sir. Would you like to help support?" "Not interested." And the door would slam in my face. Now, Manny goes up to houses. "Would you like some chocolates?" "How precious." And they fork over their dough. Monday. Madame Lefrère made us write our first pen pal letters today. I got assigned to this kid named Mamadou Montpierre, and I guess he lives someplace in France. I know I'm supposed to write in French and Mamadou is supposed to write in English, but to be honest with you, writing in a foreign language is pretty hard. So I really don't see the need for both of us to stress out over this whole pen pal thing. My first letter to him said, "Dear Mamadou, first of all, I think we should both just write in English to keep things simple. By the way, remember how I said I was going to end up sitting on Manny's spiky tinfoil ball thing? Well, I was half right. Rowley came over today to play video games, and he ended up sitting on it. I'm actually kind of relieved, to be honest with you. I lost track of that thing a couple of days ago, and I'm just glad it finally turned up. And in all the commotion, I threw Manny's gift in the garbage. But something tells me Mom wouldn't have stopped me this time. Wednesday. Roderick has an English paper due tomorrow, and Mom's actually making him do it himself for once. Roderick doesn't know how to type, so he usually writes his papers out on notebook paper and then hands them off to Dad. But when Dad reads over Roderick's work, he finds all sorts of factual errors, like, well, for starters, Abraham Lincoln didn't write To Kill a Mockingbird. Roderick doesn't really care about the mistakes, so he tells Dad to just go ahead and type the paper like it is. But Dad can't stand typing a paper with errors in it, so he just rewrites Roderick's paper from scratch. And then a couple days later, Roderick brings his graded paper home and acts like he did it himself. This has been going on for a few years, and I guess Mom decided she's going to put an end to it. So tonight she told Dad that Roderick was going to have to do his own work this time around, and that Dad wasn't allowed to help out. Roderick went in the computer room after dinner, and you could hear him typing about 1 letter a minute. I could tell the sound of Roderick typing was driving Dad totally bananas. On top of that, Roderick would come out of the computer room every 10 minutes and ask Dad some dumb question, like, "Where's the space bar again?" After a couple of hours, Dad finally cracked. Dad waited for Mom to go to bed, and then he typed Roderick's whole paper for him. So I guess this means Roderick's system is safe. At least for now. I have a book report due tomorrow, but I'm really not sweating it. I found the secret to doing book reports a long time ago. I've been milking the same book for the past 5 years. Sherlock Sammy Does It Again. There are about 20 short stories in Sherlock Sammy Does It Again, but I just treat each story like it's a whole book, and the teacher never notices. These Sherlock Sammy stories are all the same. Some grown-up commits a crime, and then Sherlock Sammy figures it out and makes the person look stupid. I'm kind of an expert at writing book reports by now. All you have to do is write exactly what the teacher wants to hear, and you're all set. Things like, "Man, Sherlock Sammy is so smart, and I'll bet that's 'cause he reads so many books." And the teacher would comment on my paper, "I'll bet you're right." There were a bunch of hard words in this book, but I looked them up in the dictionary, so now I know what they mean. I guess you're a bit of a sleuth yourself. A+. October. Monday.
실용 핵심 문장을 영어로 말해보는 스피킹 시간입니다. 오늘 6문제 준비했고요. 자, 첫 번째. 그들은 내가 매니한테 손끝 하나 못 대게 하신다. They won't let me lay a finger on him. 두 번째, 난 정말 매니를 혼내주고 싶었다. I really wanted to let Manny have it. 세 번째, 난 며칠 전부터 그 물건이 어디 있는지 알 수 없었다. I lose track of that thing a couple of days ago. 네 번째, 그는 Roderick의 과제를 처음부터 다시 썼다. He just rewrites Roderick's paper. 다섯 번째, Roderick의 타이핑 소리가 아빠를 완전히 돌아버리게 한 것 같다. The sound of Roderick typing was driving Dad totally bananas. 여섯 번째, 독후감을 쓰는 데 있어서 이제 난 어느 정도 전문가다. I'm kind of expert at writing book reports by now. 네, 오늘은 여기까지입니다. 감사합니다.